Good morning, everyone. I stand before you, or rather sit before you to welcome you all to this webinar. First of all, I wish to welcome the keynote speaker, an illustrious alumna of our college. I'm really happy to have her here. Thank you. Welcome. At this juncture, I just want to welcome our principal, our head of the department, and all our colleagues to this beautiful, useful webinar. Thank you, one and all. When I think of English language teaching, it is a big ocean, and there are many methods like grammar, translation method, and other methods are available. I wanted to do some research on ELT in the year 2007, and I wanted to present a paper in Malta. You people know that Malaysian English Language Teachers Association. So I came into contact with one of the illustrious professors from NIT, and he gave the name Stephen Prashant. And I request our beloved students to take note of this person, Stephen Prashant. And he talks about a theory where acquisition of language, where he talks about L1 is equal to L2. How mother tongue is taught and how English, part to English is taught. There is, you find a lot of differences between these two. He says that acquisition should happen and it should not be a tried one. It should happen as easy as possible. So that is why he has come up with a theory of second language acquisition. And you people, I request you to go through that and know that. I'm really happy to say that 5 of my wards have worked on this theory alone. Stephen Prashant's second language acquisition, how he talks about L1 is equal to L2, and how these people, these students were able to acquire language, especially school students. So 5 of my wards have done on that one, and many of them are pursuing on the same lines. I'm really happy about that. So once again, I welcome the keynote speaker, Dr.P.Malathy, and also our own friends from the department. And I can also see many professors and students from other colleges. It's really a great delight for us to welcome you all to this useful webinar. Welcome you all. Thank you.
It's time to introduce the resource person for today's webinar. I'd like to introduce a person who needs no introduction. Dr. Malathy ma'am, who works as an assistant professor in the PG Research Department of English, specialized in English language teaching. She's working currently in Government Arts College, Coimbatore. She's into this field nearly for 21 years, training young graduates in the field of language teaching, general English, as well as in English literature. She has authored books on the title Practical Elegance, Fundamental and Usage of Technical English, and she has co-authored many of the books. She has a good score of research papers in the journals, and she is also an editor for a couple of journals. She has done quite a lot of works, and I have highlighted a few. She has attended many workshops and has conducted many webinars. We are proud to have her in our webinar for today's session, which runs from 10 o'clock onwards. And I'm happy that Malathy ma'am has accepted our consent to be as a resource person for this webinar. She is an illustrious alumni of Bishop Heber College of the late 90s. We are happy to have you here, ma'am. And we can understand that there is always a great demand for good teachers, and there cannot be teaching without computers or with internet technology for the future generations. In order to bring out new vistas in language teaching, and also to bring out a good paradigm shift in language teaching, we are happy that we have a very renowned personality among us. So ma'am, you're welcome, and the session is all yours.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for the opportunity. Good morning to everybody present here. And it's a privilege and an honor that I speak in my alma mater. And I would like to start this session by sharing my screen. Um, if you give me the screen sharing option, Professor, I would be able to. Shall I share?
Yes, ma'am.
Actually, today's topic is ICT enabled ELT. That's what, how ICT interfaces ELT. That's what is the topic for today. Until I'm given the rights, I would like to get started with. So ICT stands for Information and Communication Technology. Everybody knows that. And today it is more for an ELT teacher, it is like Internet and Communication Technology rather than Information and Communication Technology. How this gets integrated into English language teaching and how we have to, as teachers and students, what are the benefits we can reap from this we are going to see today. 1 second. This is my topic. Hope you are seeing my screen now. If you could assure me, I will move on. Professor, is my screen seen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
we are.
Okay, thank you, Professor, for that assurance. So today, when we speak about the components of ICT, we see many things. One second. Okay. We have people, procedure, hardware, communication, and information that connects the components of ICT. ICT, as I told you, it is information and communication technology. Doesn't mean that only computer science people and technocrats, IT students learn that. It is also for all teachers today. That is the scenario that has been happening. And especially during this COVID period, many of the teachers have started learning online portals, the LMS we are talking about, and Android applications, and what are the free resources we can tap to teach English, all these things. So already it is into force, I'll say. So when we speak about this components of ICT, let us understand ICT first before delving into ELT. We need to grasp as much of information possible, and if you are teaching on LMS or if you are using your Android portal, how to teach through that and what are the ELT resources available online. All these things we can see, and what are the resources already there. We have cloud facility, we have softwares available, and we have, I'm showing it on my screen, my mouse hovers over each option when I speak. And certain options are free, and in every option, every website or a portal, there is a payable part also. I cannot say that everything comes totally free of cost. Certain portion of it is free, and some portion of it may not be free, where you have to subscribe. Sometimes the college subscribes for us, and the teachers make use of it. Well, we are living in a digital era now. So when we speak of the digital era, and we are living in, so ICT comes like this: information, communication, technology. Information, what is the information we see there? The data, the facts, the figures, records, documents, ideas, knowledge. Everything as a holistic package. It is stored in repositories in the form of libraries, digital libraries, in the form of virtual libraries, in the form of free open access libraries. So all these things. So information for an English teacher and an English student I'm focusing on. So you can find data, facts, figures, may be relevant to your research, already done research or secondary materials like that. And communication, sending and receiving, interacting on the interpreting a given message towards understanding and using the information contained in it. So in that case, what a teacher does here, a teacher uses an LMS. LMS stands for Learning Management System. So LMS, when we speak of Moodle, we speak of schoolbox.com, we speak of d2l.com, we speak of Adobe Captivate Prime.com, we speak of talentcards.com, we speak of efrontlearning.com, we speak of talentlms.com, we speak of equalio.com. There are so many umpteen LMSs. That itself is a big business today. So we see many LMS facilities and portals also available. Which portal are we going to take, and which portal would be conducive for teachers? Maybe self-financing colleges, aided colleges, they would offer to buy it, and teachers and students might be able to create their own login IDs in that and use it as a subscribed portal. Whereas others, how will they use it? How can, and what are the sources we can, I have divided my lecture into two portions. One is ICT and another one is ELT, ICT interfaced ELT. So now we are saying only ICT. So how the teachers can tap the resources, all these things we can focus. Then the third portion of it, the third branch is technology. When we speak about technology, of course, teachers and students do have to learn certain technology, especially using the electronic gadgets. Today, everybody is very familiar with your Android mobile phones or smartphone, Apple phones. So whichever phone it may be, it depends upon your affordability, I have to say. A student who's coming from an economically deprived background may not be able to afford an Apple iPhone. So which is the very easiest resource for that student also to enjoy the privilege of learning from these e-portals is the content. So we need to learn certain electronic devices with or without internet facility that access, store, retrieve, and disseminate information. So that's how I have branched it into trivariate branches. Then what and where of ICT? I would like to quote Blurton here. Information and communication technologies are technological tools and resources that are used to communicate and to create, disseminate, store, and manage information. This is told by Blurton. It's true. And they include hardware, software, and netware, and as well as institutional, financial, cultural, and application related parameters, and determine how ICTs will be shaped and developed by the society at large. This is the quotation by Research Council of Norway. So how ICT is into education. So when we speak, I would like to quote these two things because they give a better explanation of ICT. Now let us move on to how this ICT is seen today. And what are the channels, or what are the portals, what are the web sources available? See, so many information today. We are all familiar with, acquainted with watching YouTubes, accessing computers, using internet, and playing playing games, downloading it from the Play Store. So everything we are familiar with. Even through a playway method, English vocabulary can be taught with applications available. We have, just to exemplify it or give an illustration, we have word guessing options. So 4 pictures will be given. So 4 pictures and 1 word. Game itself is 4 pictures and 1 word. You would have seen many cinema programs, or TV Connections was a episode that was been on channel few months back. So there, what they do is actually they give 4 cinemas and ask them to guess the cinemas through the pictures. Here, for the teaching purpose, the application gives you 4 pictures and the student is made to guess, the person who's using the app is made to guess the word from that. Many times it is not that very easy. You have several levels in that. So it is like a vocabulary, an interesting way of vocabulary building. So you have very many internet applications and Android applications where you can build your vocabulary. Vocabulary is very essential for a language, for speaking English. So vocabulary building, it starts from language learning, starts with vocabulary, I would like to say. So a child starts, when a child, let us guess, when a child starts learning, how a child learns, starts uttering sounds first and starts imitating the words, then slowly it gets into the grammatical structure cognitively. Without knowing, it is the grammar that the child learns, the grammar of its mother tongue. So similarly, that is the right way that we have to learn our mother tongue, second language also. In fact, that's why Professor, when he was quoting Professor Stephen, it is true that the way L1 has learned, the way L2 has to be learned. So if the L1 has learned, L1 has really, you have a mastery over L1 mainly because it is more internally developed rather than with associations. But when it comes to the matter of L2, what you do, how do you learn English? You do a lot of associations with your mother tongue. You always make a comparison with your mother tongue. How should I speak it in my mother tongue? The way I speak it in English. So what happens, mother tongue influence comes into picture. So now let us see how to eradicate even those mistakes using the ICT. At the end, I will address that. Now, let us move on to the ICT portal. I was just giving an exemplification. So, internet, games, all these things are there. And move on to the content. So, what are the e-gadgets today available? You speak about radio, television, telephone, computer, watches, clocks, fitness alarms, GPS tracking device, and the pandemic alarm. In fact, today you speak about Arogya app, and it tells it gives a pandemic alarm, who is affected by corona, and is there anybody whose mobile phone is available. So for corona patients, mobile phone is available in the close quarters of your location. There is an alarm from there. So you get all the information today through these electronic gadgets, and all in one. It is your smartphone. Smart classrooms. Even your smartphone becomes a smart classroom. If you are using the LMS portal and you have created a login through your phone itself, you can make the LMS portal. You can access the LMS portal. Say, for example, it is Moodle or some talent LMS or something like that. Whatever it may be, you will be accessing it through your smartphone. So that is possible. So everything all in one is your smartphone, I will say. So conference room. Your smartphone becomes a conference room when you make use of your Zoom facility. Clickmeet.com. If at all you attend many international webinars, a webinar of David Crystal you would have attended. That was very recently happened. A webinar of Toby would have attended. Webinar of Alan you would have attended by Cambridge. So many webinars. See, the portal is different. One will be on ClickMeet, one will be on the webinar portal itself. That is an application. Webinar itself is an application from the Play Store. Similarly, ClickMeet is an application. So many of the international forums, when they conduct, they're not conducting on Zoom or anything. They have their own applications to conduct. What you have to do is you will download that particular app by the access number they give, similar to that of your Zoom accessing, you access that too. So, and you will attend such programs. So you would be familiar if you have been in the habit of listening to the theorists, and recently you would have listened to Gayatri Spivak Madam's webinar also. Many attended. She was speaking from New York. She was talking about petty bourgeois politics, and also connecting it with the subaltern and the pandemic situation. So it was a wonderful webinar. So you would have listened to all these experts talk through certain portals. These portals are of course part of the ICT. So your smartphone is a total ICT gadget, I will say. So through your smartphone, if the student says that I don't have a computer at home, I don't have a laptop at home, definitely I'm very sure you will afford a lot for your phones. And many students do. We cannot find a student today without a phone. Whether it is a government college or an aided college, according to their maybe level of desire to purchase a phone, they purchase their phones, and it is a kind of a fantasy for them. And they always, we can see phone mongers today. So all the time sticking on the phone, it's a kind of a mania that has become all the time doing WhatsApp and Facebook, all those things. But how this WhatsApp and Facebook also could be used for learning ELT, we are going to see. So now Android mobile application. So I would like to start with the mobile phone now. How this mobile phone can be used for language teaching or language learning. Android is a software package actually. When we speak about Android, it is a software package, and it is actually based on Linux, or what we call as Linux or Linux operating system for mobile devices such as tablets and computers and smartphones. It is developed by Google and later Open Handset Alliance. We call it as Open Handset Alliance or OHA. So with their combination, it has been developed. Java language is mainly used. Those who were maybe students who are in English literature also would have a fantasy for Java. You would have taken up some courses outside in Java. So you must be familiar with some of you might be knowing about Java also. So such people who have an interest, I give you a tip at the end. Maybe if you go to your phone about device, and there you will have a setting option. In the setting, you will have about device. In the about device, if you click, you will have the serial number of the phone. If at all you tap the serial number 7 times in your Android mobile, the developer option will arise. If you are interested and you are good at Java option, you can do a development of an application also. There, that is possible. according to the need. This is for the teachers as well as for the students, this information. So developer option can be made into active by anybody by just tapping it 7 times on the serial number of the phone. You have to get the serial number, go to the page, go to the section of the serial number, and you can do it. So people who are working on Java Spot might be knowing it. That's a web portal. Well, now Android is a complete set of software for mobile devices such as tablet, computer, notebook, smartphones, electronic books, book readers, and when you have this ICT dispenses with disabilities. In fact, even person with disabilities, they do listen to, or the person who cannot watch can listen to certain things. The person who cannot type can use Google voice typing. So several facilities are there in ICT, and all those impediments are dispensed, I have to say, because ICT is a boon in that perspective. So Android contains a Linux-based operating system, middleware, and key mobile. Now, before delving into the applications that we can download into our mobile phone, which is based on English language, we need to know which type of an Android facility. As majority of the students would use an Android mobile, not an Apple mobile, I focused on Android. That is the reason why I'm focusing especially on Android and not on Apple or any Microsoft or any other thing like that. I find in my one of my research papers itself, which I published, I took a statistic record. I observed many to use Android rather than Apple. So the proportion is really less. That's why the focus is on Android applications because it will go to a larger audience, I thought. So especially focused on students. So many students would benefit from that. Let us get to know the versions in the Android first. I tell you why we need to know. Certain mobile phones, certain applications you cannot download because of the version. So because that version will not give a capacity of storage also. So it also goes with the storage capacity, version storage capacity, based on which only we can download a program and we can study the program. So now when Android started, it came into existence in 2008 in September 23. It was called as 1.0 without any code name. Today you have very many names for the Android, right? So second time also the version was updated and it was 1.1 and there was no code name. And third time it was Cupcake and then Donut and we called it as Eclair. See, there was a gradual improvement. So step-by-step improvement. And in Donut you have one version, 1.6. And in Eclair, you have 2.0 and 2.1 version. So similarly, Froyo, gingerbread, honeycomb, ice cream sandwich, jelly bean. This jelly bean version, many of you even might be having, many students might be having. They would not be able to afford more than that version. So from this level, you can find the students. From this level, student might have an Android mobile phone. So which are the applications relevant to all these things? That is what I'm giving now in the list. So the list of applications we are yet to see will accommodate from this level onwards. So KitKat level, Lollipop, Marshmallow. How do you know this? You can know this. You can go to About Device and you can check which OSs are there installed in your mobile phone. Then KitKat, Lollipop version, Marshmallow, Nougat, Oreo Pie, and now we have come to Android 10. Many of you will be using Android 10. If you want to reassure whether you are using Android 10 without going to setting, I give you a simple clue. If you go to you either tap your Wi-Fi to switch on your Wi-Fi, activate your Wi-Fi, or data mobile to activate it. There, when you drag it down or you click it, there you will find an option of a video recorder. If that inbuilt video recorder is there in your mobile phone, that means you are using Android 10 version, right? So it is easy to identify. You need not go back to the setting and find out. So you'll be using only from that level onwards. You have this inbuilt video recorder option. So this video recorder option can be used without installing a Screenomatic software or a screencast software or a Mobison application. Without all these things, your Android itself helps you to do a screen capture video recording. So this will be useful for the teachers. Suppose you want to explain certain things to your students step by step, you switch on the video and then you video recorder and you start explaining. It will get recorded automatically. You keep hovering over the screens and keep explaining things and tell your students how they have to work on the application to learn, whether it is listening skill or speaking skill, reading skill or writing skill, whether it is an IELTS package where you are teaching the listening, speaking, reading or writing, whichever it may be, you just make your student understand it better by this is an information for the teachers. So you can do it without any additional support so that you save the storage, right? So whenever you download an application, the application consumes the storage of your mobile phone. So here it is inbuilt in the Android itself. So that's an additional privilege. The clarity is good. I myself have tried. Well, now how to use an ELT application. So there are many ELT applications. How to use this ELT applications prior to installation, we need to know certain things, and those things will help us to install few more applications also. In support of one application, say for example, BBC application you are downloading, BBC Learning English you are downloading in your mobile phone, and how to go about BBC application itself will be a conundrum for you when you until you get started with it. What are the availabilities with BBC? That will be also enigmatic before you get started with it. So when you get, if at all you want to get started with it, what are the things you have to do? So prior instruction now, before the installation, search the features of English teaching application through a search engine. First, before installing it, you can search engine. Naturally, you will try Google. Today, there was a message on Google, and those who use Edge is developed by Microsoft. Those who use Edge and delve into Google platform, Google Meet, there is or a Google mail service, and there is a mobile display. Don't annoy Google by entering through Edge is a message. You can go to Google page and you can see that that's a competition. See the level of competition between two companies, Microsoft and Google. So this was the message that was there on Google page itself, which I read, and it was a little interesting. So I'm sharing it here now. So now, and then let us move on to the next point. So examining the richness of the content of the app. Second point we need to know is we need to examine whether the content of the app is really good enough. Am I really going to learn? Would this application give me enough and more information input on my language skills and proficiency? Will that be sufficient for me to develop my English proficiency or fluency? So whichever it may be. Proficiency here I mean the literary apps. So you may be installing an app which is relevant to a theory. You may be installing an application which is an audiobook. Audiobook itself is an application there where you have 150 books, audiobooks on literature. So audiobook, you can listen to it. You are doing some work, you're going by car, you want to listen to something very interesting, you can switch on your mobile phone and audiobook helps you listen, right? If you are not interested in reading the book, your mobile phone reads the book for you. Or else you can say, you would have come across, if you're not interested in downloading audiobooks, if there is a facility, I don't know whether every book can be read by Google Assistant. Certain things, certain poems can be read by Google Assistant. Google Assistant is also very interesting, like Amazon's Alexa, Apple's Siri, and Microsoft's Cortana. Google has developed an assistant that we call as Google Assistant. Hi Google, you say, and you enter into it. You sing a song of Ilayaraja, it sings a song of Ilayaraja. You get me? So you sing, you do this for me, you tell me my location, it tells the location. Tell my husband's name, whatever name you have saved your husband's name, that will also get displayed. So tell my name, whatever name you have given yourself. Somebody is annotating my screen, I think. I request the remote of the remote so that I can, somebody is annotating the screen. Well, so kindly don't annotate. I'll keep moving on. Once again, so now examine the richness of the application, study the quality of application, app content from the description before installation, find the functionality of the application through trial demonstration, check the storage capacity, then identify the app compatibility. Thanks for deleting it, Professor. Compatibility with the Android model in which it is to be installed. Observe the rating of the app. Very essential. You need to know the rating of the app also. That is also one of the components that gives you adequate information whether to install the app or not. Then analyze the online and offline workability of the English teaching application chosen. So this can be done before downloading it. Now I'm going to BBC. See, BBC Learning English. Steps to follow before installation. Install option will be there, seen on your mobile phone. My cursor is now hovering over that particular install option, if you see. Right now, I move on further, and here, see, click and learn more option is there. So I mean, read more option is there. You have to click on read, and you will come to understand the installation. Before installation, you will understand what are the facilities that come along with this BBC application. So when you read it only, you will understand it is not only BBC. See, here it is clearly given 6-minute English, 6-minute grammar, and 6-minute vocabulary. 3 different content module is available along with that application. So if you read it, you understand. So 3 different content module along the BBC application is there. So otherwise, you have to go for 6-minute English separately. You have to download that application. Then vocabulary, 6-minute vocabulary is a separate set of video lessons. 6-minute vocabulary is a separate set of grammar lessons and other things. So you will be enjoying British Council lessons. You will be enjoying BBC lessons. So all these things coming as a single package. So when you check and download an application into your Android, you have to see whether it comprises additional packages, constituents of it. So that would be a better and a clever definition before installing. And then we go to the programs available. See, what are the programs available? I clicked on it further, and then I'm reading it. See, I read the programs. The English we speak, 6-minute English, English at work, English in a minute. The award-winning Tim's pronunciation. Tim is doing an excellent service. I will show one of the videos also. You will not miss Tim, especially to do the pronunciation. He is doing a wonderful job. He teaches you very clearly how to pronounce English words to better up your communication. Real service done by Tim. So I'll show you a video clipping. I have it with me. I'll show you that too. The award-winning pronunciation, Tim's pronunciation, Lingo Jack, and Lingo Hack is also very nice. News review and many more are there. So this comes along with the package. It clearly tells now. So now, after seeing all these things, what else I should say? Sometimes if my mobile is an old version, it will not have updated or reviewed the recent version of the application. So in that case, what I should do, I should check the year of launch of that particular application. See, the year of launch. My cursor is hovering over. There is a red color arrow mark. So that is there in the read itself. So after you read the entire thing, at the end, it tells it is launched and it is launched or revised in 2019. That means it is a recent version. I can download in my mobile phone. So after reinstating all these things, I download an application in my mobile phone. Simply you download an app by just listening to an app name, and then you say that facility is not there, this facility is not there. No, it is in our hands. The computer can understand only the commands we feed in. The mobile phone can understand only the commands we feed in. So the brain is here. We have to rack our brains to understand and take effective programs and useful programs, utility-based programs to learn English. That's only in our hands, right? So now the next clue I give you, sometimes the developer will be somebody different. BBC we say, but who is the developer here? Learning English at bbc.co.uk itself is a developer. That means the privacy policy of that particular application goes only with that BBC. So they are the sole owners. Certain things, certain applications, it will say BBC, but the information will be totally different. Somebody else would have done it. So we have to be careful. Sometimes the label also will be same. I will show you that also. Label also will be same, and we would have gone to a different portal totally. So there we have to be little cautious in downloading such things. Then British Council. So let us come to British Council. Most of you teachers and students would have taken up British Council's courses, BEC courses you would have taken, Vantage would have taken, Prelims would have taken, intermediate level, advanced. So many levels of courses, and your college even could be a nodal center where examiners are trained and teachers are trained to conduct BEC. So in that case, what are you actually doing and how do you train your students? There are certain applications also from British Council as a free resource for students, right? So now similar search. So now I have taken BBC. I want to go for a similar search. It suggests me British Council. And I was talking about an audiobook, and I have shown the audiobook option here. This comprises a lot of classic novels in this. My mouse is hovering over it now. This comprises a lot of classic novels. You can download this application and you can read it. I'll show you also. I think I have pasted that page also in one of my slides. English score is a free British Council English test option. Here there is a clue, there is no ad notification. Otherwise the app itself will say ad is there. So when ad is there, when you are using the app, ads will keep on popping up. So there are certain applications where free British Council English test, but at the same time no ads are also. So well and good, you can go ahead with that. Then if you want to search from the Play Store, which is very relevant, go to education option in the Play Store. How to go to education option? Categories is there. You go to Google Play. In categories, you come across this education option. Click on that, then go. Then it will be very specific to, and if at all you don't want priced or a tagged application with a price tag, you don't want an application with a price tag, there is a free option here. All prices free and paid. So choose that option and choose your application. Don't simply download it from your Play Store. Choose the option and download it from your Play Store. Suppose BBC is giving a paid option application, free option application, and you want only the free option, you will, without knowing, you would have downloaded a paid option, and certain portions you can never see, only a restricted page you will be able to see. So then you cannot complain. No? So they have very clearly mentioned it in their policies that one is B and one is not B. So in that case, it is only in our hands, our discretion to download such things. Well, 6-minute English is there, British Council, and BOA is doing a wonderful work. ESL is doing a wonderful work. So I have downloaded. So these are application names. Whatever I'm telling you now are the name of the applications. Sometimes, see, look at this. This is not English. So certain sometimes we'll come across Spanish, sometimes we come across French, some other languages. We'll be thinking it is given as English novel and some other languages of today. Of course, it's developed for people who speak French, Spanish, and languages, German, languages like that. So, but doesn't mean that it is not an English teaching app. If you want to know what is written here, you can go to translate option. There itself is the same page, translate option as here. See, the same page. Only thing is I had to go to print screen and cut and chop and paste. So it is like that. So that's why I'm scrolling it in the middle. See the same picture here. So same page, end translate option is here. Click on the translate. Now everything comes in English. Read it, understand whether it will work for you. If it will work for you, you can download and you can get started with that. If it is a priced one, you will see the app product price here. And if it is not a priced one, if it is free, that information will also be here. Okay. So then you have to check your Android. Now the Android is comfortable and compatible enough to hold the application, right? So one application itself consumes a lot of major portion of your storage. In that case, you will not be able to go for a secondary application. So before doing it, when you click on that install option, you will get a dialog box like this, and then BBC English, it will say your photo, video, all these access you give to them. You have to say yes, and it will say modify or delete the contents of your USB storage. So it has the rights. Now such applications are also there. It will maybe at random certain portions of your mobile phone information would have been deleted, could be deleted. There is a possibility, and you give the rights also there. When you click after checking this, many applications will not have this information. Suppose the application is very big enough, this information will also be featured there. Without knowing, unknowingly we give access to such applications. There, some of the informations which we have in our storage will be lost, right? So 6-minute English is doing a wonderful work. Whenever you download an application, go to a demo version, click on the demo and do it. And all these things, so demo will be fine. You can find or observe here. Excuse me. Sorry. So demo would be found there. And then if you have, sometimes you will have a video in that place. This place you will have a video option. You can click on that video option to check what the application is actually doing and how you have to work on the application. That will be there. App developer, module creator. Sometimes these two will be two different people. One will be outsourced. So that information also will be available. Warning about ads always comes here. This section contains ads. Okay. Then audiobook for English language learners. This is what I was telling. Classic novels I have downloaded. See, here you find many novels as a audiobook. You can listen to all classic novels. Then that is especially for classic novels. See, audiobook for English. So classic novels and it is given as classic novels, especially for classic novels, this application. You may not be able to get all modern and recent editions of the novels. So then now all summaries, which usually students will rely on this, I think. You would have already accessed it, I'm not very sure. So all short summaries of English literature you find in this application. So I don't know whether I can enlarge my screen. See, if I can enlarge my screen, see Hamlet, Othello, King Lear, Macbeth, so many Canterbury Tales here, Byzantium, among school children, so many applications, so many summary and notes like your e-notes and Spark, right? So that's how it comes. I enlarge this thing. Okay, now I keep moving on. So what happens? So that is useful, that application. All summaries of English literature available there. Literary terms, you would have come across M.H. Abrams. M.H. Abrams, I heard that it is translated to Tamil also. So if you're interested, you can search for that and you can make a comparison and understand. Those who cannot understand it directly from English can try that also. So whatever literary terminology today we are using in English, we do have that in Tamil literature also. So literary terms, we speak about structuralism. Structuralism is there in Tamil. We speak about post-colonialism. Post-colonialism is there in Tamil. So that's how M.H. Abrams is translated into Tamil, right? So literary terms in English. So literary terms you can come across. Then EL stands for English literature. That is the logo of their logo. That is only for English literature. You have umpteen information. It is developed by a person, maybe the company is in Karachi. So the developer is in Karachi only. So it's an indigenous product. I'm not delving into the divisions of Android. That's a very big study. I'm just telling very useful applications. It's a 1 hour lecture session. So whatever I could tell you, informative, and you can make use. MCQs, especially if you want, if you're training yourself in net or SLET, you can go for this option. Arpita Karwa is doing a lot of job on the YouTube, and there are very many people. I have come across Madam Wallet's material. That is also really good enough for net materials. Certain resources are free in theirs. What I would like to tell is I am not promoting them. Don't think that I'm promoting them. I'm just telling you what are the information that could be shared, and it is up to you. You can go and find out whether it is useful or not. Even there, you have certain resources free. You can come across certain free resources. And the syllabus is really holistically done, and that syllabus you can download and you can work on your own if you don't want to join, right? So that you can do always. Then 500 AP English literature, no? So that is there. If this is given, why I pasted here is this is given as Tata McGraw-Hill, right? Well, let us see whether it is by Tata McGraw-Hill here. The app is up, it comes with a price tag, and it is developer is not Tata McGraw-Hill. Sometimes we'll come across such applications also. They would have outsourced, and basic sometimes outsourced, sometimes it may not be outsourced, sometimes totally it will deviate our focus. So basic English conversation, this is for English language learning. So you want to speak English, you want to listen to better English. A good listener is a good speaker. So you should have the capacity of listening first. So usually that's very toughest job in fact. But when you were a child, how did you start speaking your mother tongue? You were listening a lot. because of that, we started developing a mastery over the language. So here also, basic English conversation gives you a lot of listening practice and reading practice, spoken practice, conversation directly, direct conversations, and you listen to those conversations, you can try conversing, and you can develop your English, spoken English. And sometimes logos will be misleading. Same logo, see two different, without knowing one comes with the price tag, you would have downloaded. One comes with the price tag, 220 is given, here it is free, same Oxford. So that means certain pages will not be available in a free version, that is there. Okay, so these applications are there. I'm quickly going on. So I'm showing all the applications, useful applications only I have posted. NetQuiz, I'll post this PPT to Professor Sushigaran sir so that he would be able to share it with you. Now let us get into free authentic ELT apps. What is an authentic and what is a predatory app? I would like to tell you. Professor, you want to tell me anything?
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Let us watch this.
Shall I proceed? Okay. Now, so free authentic ELT apps in the Play Store. So I would like to call these applications as authentic applications because they are developed by native speakers themselves, understanding the language impediments of the people who speak English. So that list is also here. It is a detailed study on which I have listed these 5 applications as prescriptive capsule so that it will be easy for you to proceed with these applications. If at all you have an idea to download and proceed with, whether it is IELTS or it is for your vocabulary development or it is for your language development or it is for a British Council course certificate, anything like that. So all those things are posted there. Now, this portion, I guess, features to be examined prior to installation of Android that I told you, so I'm just skipping off. Those teachers, this is the information for teachers. Teachers who are interested in developing applications can go to these websites. Appify.com is an Android app builder. Andromo.com is an Android app builder. Appsgeezer.com, buildfire.com, mobileroller.com. So these web portals give you access to build your applications, and it is 3-step. Appify is just a 3 steps app builder, where you can try on your own. Immediately it gets downloaded in your Play Store with a logo, and after that what you have to do is it will definitely ask you for a subscription, and then you have to subscribe to upload the content. But developing an application without the Android developer language knowledge is really very simple. No, it's like accessing like any other portal. You do this application development also. So application will be developed based on the choices that you make. How I want to make my app look like. So all those choices you make, the machine language is done by the application itself, and then you will see only the app launched on your Play Store. Immediately it comes. So that can be done. People who are doing business, sometimes students will be doing business as well as they will be studying. So to promote their business, they can try all those things. Certain portion of it is free. They give free trial for 30 days. First, they gave free trial for 30 days. Now it is for 7 days. I'm sure you can go and check. MHRD initiative for ICT interface learning and research. Now, so far, whatever we have seen is, we have seen Android, how Android application is supporting. I did not speak about predatory Android application. I spoke only about authentic because predatory is also very vast. There also we have obtained resources. There are divisions of Android applications. Like we have divisions of journals. We say authentic journals and predatory journals. For Scopus indexed, WOS indexed, and WOS stands for Web of Science. And we speak about UGC care list, Consortium for Academic Research and Education, so care list. So we speak about all these things, indexed journals, even in indexed journals, even in care list, we speak about authentic and predatory journals. Predatory means paid journals where you pay and publish here. Similarly, in applications. So I gave both the information juxtaposing each other about journals as well as Android applications, mainly because I thought students would make use of the information that is being told. Many students would be trying to publish their papers also. So in that case, I in fact put it on equal planes to compare the terms authentic and predatory along with journals and applications. That's all. Nothing to do with journals now. So Now, Department of Higher Education, we have to say thanks to Ministry of Human Resource Department Development. So Ministry of Human Resource Development has done a wonderful job for higher education. You go to this particular website. I'm not delving into each website, but I'm giving whatever I'm giving is set of prescribed guidelines on which you can go and explore, because every website gives you umpteen information. Go to this MHRD website, mhrd.gov.in/ICT-initiatives. That is what you are seeing on your screen. My mouse is actually touching it now. I'm hovering over it. My mhrd.gov.in/ICT-initiatives. If you go there, you see this page. There you will have information about Swayam. Swayam is a wonderful work done by Higher Education Department, where you have NPTEL courses, MOOCs courses, where you have courses of EPG Pathshala, all conglomerated. Now the Swayam is on your mobile phone. Swayam application is there. You can download the Swayam application. I told you, no, your mobile is the best device for downloading certain things. If you say that I don't have a computer at home, I want to see all these programs, even with the help of your mobile phone, you can watch all these programs. You can watch TEDx programs, right? edX programs, edX programs also you can watch it through mobile. So all these things, many things are done, made free for students. That's a government venture. Now ICT, see, not only Swayam Prabha is there, National Digital Library is there, EPG Pathshala is there. EPG Pathshala is for PG students, so PG level book content. So you find all courses. You can listen to the video lectures of IIT professors. You can listen to the video lectures of the best professors in the field of arts and science. You can, so they would have supplied their content. They would have developed an e-content in the form of video file. You may not be aware of it. So go to literature option, click on that. A professor from even Bishop Heber would have given. You may not be aware of it. They will not come and tell you all the time, right? I have done this, I have done that. They would have time only to tell talk about your subject, right? So such lectures would be there available. So wonderful opportunity for students to go and explore such videos. And NPTEL, you must be knowing, it has been developed by 7 IITs and with the conglomeration of IISc Bangalore. So all these people, lectures from different fields and different versions, interdisciplinary research in English can be taken from there, especially for ELT. There are many interdisciplinary research being done on ELT in very many forms. That's why I made the word interdisciplinary. That's a big forum which I'm not delving in. I don't want to deviate now. Let me stick on to ICT and English. Now, in Shodh Ganga is a repository. Similarly, Shodh Ganga, Shodh Yamuna, Shodh Gangotri, all these things are repositories where you have PDF. In the PDF form, you have the dissertations and thesis of the students and scholars who have submitted their PhD and MPhil thesis. So that will be there. So you can download all those PDF versions and make a reference for your secondary sources. You can do a secondary source reference from there. So this e-Yantra is actually a hands-on experience on embedded systems. It gives that. Create a e-Yantra lab for training embedded systems in collaboration with IIT Bombay. So that is the role of e-Yantra. So I skipped that. And then FOSSEE, this is for students access and volunteer for the use of open source software. So whatever open source software, and run a lab in open source. You want to run an open source, the LMS you are working today, no? So you say several names today, iCourier.com, edubright.com, podia.com, skillsql.com, you say eclas.com. So all these are LMS. I also meant few others also, like Adobe Captivate, d2l.com, schoolbox.com. So all these things are LMS. So which LMS is offering a free service, we may not be knowing. We can go to that option and find out a free service of the LMS there, right? So from there also we can learn. LMS is learning management system. Because we are sitting at home doing an online work, students who are listening may not be able to catch up with what I am speaking. So I just explained. LMS is a learning management system. It's a portal through which, please don't annotate my screen. Oh my God, a lot of annotations happening. So I switch on quickly. Then so we move on to this particular option. In MHRD itself, you go to research hive _ schemes. In mhrd.gov.in, you go to /research. So far we saw